President Ruto is the king of self-sabotage, and I actually think he's an excellent marksman when it comes to shooting himself in the foot. Believe it or not, Kibaki sustained free education for 10 years. Uhuru replicated the exact same thing, but Kasongo ameshindwa na miaka 3. Anywho, in this video I want us to look into some of the reasons why this move will hurt Kenya Kwanza moving forward, and with no further ado, let's get after it. First reason why pulling the plug on education is a colossal mistake is the fact that Kenyans are waking up to the reality that they're being conned. Because the same person telling them that there is no funds for education is busy sponsoring empowerment forums. Just listening to Gachagua exposing the same.
You find that State House has become a crime scene. It's a center of corruption and bribery. Money meant for education has been diverted from the National Treasury through the National Intelligence Service. It's withdrawn in cash every Friday and given to the president in cash. This is the money he's using to bribe our bishops, our reverends, our pastors, our politicians, our MCAs, and it's the money that Soprano is using to go around the country bribing women and young people for political support. That's why there's no money for education. There's no money for medicine. There is no money for anything because all the money is being stolen and being used for politics.
Unajua watu si wajinga. Hata kwa boma kama wewe ndo mzee na unasema hakuna pesa ya school fees, chakula watu wanakula 1 meal a day, unasema pesa haiko, lakini uko na sigara yako. You are smoking as usual, you are traveling and moving around as usual, you and your 4 girlfriends mnaendelea tu vizuri as usual, but hakuna chakula kwa boma. Then people will say, hey, wait a minute, hii hapa tunabeba ufala. And that is what is happening. No money for education but empowerment. Sudi anaenda kununulia watu nduthi huko almost 45 million. Farouk just a PA atujue aliwahi fungua kampuni gani, unasikia ametoa 1 million. Those are the things Kenyans are starting to ask, and it is a very dangerous question for Kenyans to be asking ahead of elections. Dangerous if you're Kenya Kwanza, of course, and you're the ones orchestrating these games. Now, the second reason why pulling the plug on free education is a blunder is the fact that this administration is coming off as a group of people who don't seem to have their priorities right. Because why build a 1.2 billion shilling church, yet you claim you can't fund children to study? Just listening to Ray Kirungia exposing this madness.
Tukiwa college, there is a certain lecturer alikuwa anatufunza material and metallurgy, mat and met, if you know you know. Alituambia atuyuko shule tupate kazi. Tunaweza soma na kazi bado tukose. But tuko shule so that we can be able to make sound decisions and tunaweza reason kama an above average citizen. So hiyo time tulikuwa tunapewa help na tunapewa capitation. So my grandmother akiwa mahali yako hakuwa ananihitaji kunitumia pesa mingi, niko nilipia tu rent ya single room na 700 ya kukula every now and then. But we went to school and it was more or less free. Alright? So now you are telling me that funding primary school imekataa, imeshindikana. Kitu Kibaki alisustain for 10 years, Uhuru 10 years. Wewe umeshindwa na miaka 3. And as if that is not worse enough. Kila siku, kila weekend kwa mahali unapeana pesa. Kila weekend at empowerment. Which empowerment are you empowering people if it is not through education?
That's the golden question right there. Which empowerment are you empowering Kenyans, if not through free education? That's food for thought. Now, the third reason why pulling the plug on free education is a colossal blunder is the sad reality that pro-Kenya Kwanza CSs and MPs, by design, have to sound stupid in order to defend this atrocity. And I'll give you 2 examples. Check out what Jematia Sergon had to say about this, and I quote, "What do you get from free education? Do you get quality students? When education is free, it's often not good. When we pay most of these bursaries, parents no longer feel responsible for ensuring their children work hard in school. When education is free, the quality is low." When you say such things, and the parents are the voters, do you know, ndio we cannot all be Gen Zs, we cannot all be millennials, we cannot all even be payslip holders. Si kila mtu wako na payslip. But the one thing most Kenyans are, it is parents. Kwanza hii generation ya sahi hata 17-year-old ni mzazi, 22-year-old is a parent. Finding anyone who is between 25 and below ambaye ana mtoto, it is almost like finding a needle in a haystack. Everybody is a parent in this country. When you start that war ya kusema education is no longer free because quality ni mbovu, now unaudhi wa Kenya. Hiyo sasa ndo njia ya kupoteza kura. But anyway, Sargon aside, CA pekee anasema vitu ambazo hazi make sense. Here is expert John Buddy to the rescue.
Capitation to schools. This is what I said, and this is what I'm repeating. For so many years now, from the time Uhuru Kenyatta was the president, we have been under budgeting for capitation to schools. That is why you hear principals saying that they have not received money. But the government is saying we have released all the money. The mistake is when we tell the schools that every child we are budgeting for 22,000 and they are not receiving it, the schools end up accumulating debts. Therefore, we need to be candid and say that yes, we want to budget for 22,000 per child, but we have not been having that.
What a joke. For you to defend certain things, you must first suspend your knowledge na ukwe mjinga so that you can succeed in defending ujinga. And that's what you can expect to be seeing moving forward. Now, as I end the video, when you listen to this interview of Bill Clinton, which I'll play for you shortly, is when you'll understand why Kibaki has always been celebrated and the current imposters in power are being looked upon as an embarrassment to the entire nation. Just listen into this.
A living person not already encountered who you'd most like to meet?
Someone I have never met. I would like to meet the new president of Kenya, because he abolished school fees for poor children, and 1 million extra children showed up at school. I think that that's something that's likely to affect more lives positively than almost anything any other political leader will do this year.
Thank you, sir.
Thanks.
Now, what say you guys? Do you think we should continue having free education, or is it a burden to the country the same way some people say in the United States that food stamps are a burden to the taxpayer? Do you think we should do away with it, or should we keep it? Do drop me your own comments in the comment section below and I'll do my best to read them and to give you a response. And in the event you're here for the first time, please go on and hit the subscribe button. And if you're watching for a different platform, just head on over to YouTube, search for David Wafula, hit the subscribe button. You're going to be getting a ton of content of this nature. If politics is something you're passionate about, this is definitely the one channel that you really need to subscribe to. Alright guys, adios. Thank you for choosing David Wafula as your primary news platform. We put countless hours in research, recording, and editing. By showing up each and every day to watch our videos, you encourage us to generate more videos for the viewers. We are on a mission to inform, educate, and build a better tomorrow. To our thousands of followers in a world full of presidents, kings, and queens, you are the real gem. Adios.